Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another Easter edition of Pause and Pray. The Canadian philosopher and priest Jean Vanier says that we can only begin to grow when we begin to accept our weakness. It's a fascinating take on growth because when I think of growth, I don't usually root it in weakness, but rather focus on strength and might, either the strength and might it takes to make a change in our lives that allows for growth to happen, or the strength and the might that's the goal of growing, so that we grow stronger in love, in life, in commitment, or whatever. Strength and might are very American values, and yet for Jean Vanier, growth isn't rooted in strength, but in weakness, seeing weakness as a gift that opens our lives up to growth when we accept it. And that's not just challenging for Americans who value strength and might, it's challenging for a lot of us church folk too. Because we can be really good at creating communities where people feel the need to look like they're really strong in their faith, like they have it all together. We've even been criticized by those outside of the church, and I dare say rightly so often, because we can come across as being stronger in our faith and holier and mightier than those who don't have it, and that gives us license to then criticize and condemn others or the world and focus on what's wrong with it all. And then we come across wisdom and reflection like that of Paul in the letter to the Romans, chapter 14, that we're invited to read today in our daily office, where Paul begins by admonishing this early Christian community in Rome to welcome the weak. And Paul doesn't tell them to welcome the weak so that they can show the weak how strong they are and get into arguments that prove their theological strength and superiority. No, Paul just admonishes this early community to welcome the weak as they are, because we all are weak in and of ourselves. And that's why we live or die not for us but for God, because that's the only way we can come to a sense of wholeness. Paul, in a sense, then celebrating a God who welcomes us in our weakness. And then that is yet another beautiful and tremendous gift of Easter, worthy of pausing and praying about. Because I know I can spend copious amounts of time and energy trying to pretend that I have it all together. But today we're invited to see that all God wants, in fact, what God prefers, is for us to offer our lives just as we are in all of our weakness. And there we find a divine welcome in our weakness, and a willingness that Easter reveals for God to step into that weakness and begin the work of weaving it into Easter life. Easter peace and blessings to you all.